Welcome to Keepin It Real, your go-to radio show for fresh insights and vibrant introductions. Get ready to dive into a world where we offer you the latest in real estate wisdom and the juiciest community tidbits. From expert advice courtesy of top realtors to opportunities to give back through local charities, we've got you covered. Plus, we'll shine a spotlight on the young athletes driving our local sports scene and uncover the buzzworthy happenings both in town and beyond. Stay tuned for a jam-packed hour of enlightenment and entertainment right here on Keepin It Real.
What's in a name? Everything. Long Realty has been a cornerstone of Southern Arizona's real estate market for nearly 100 years. Our name is our bond, and our agents are our strength. Trust in the name that stands for experience and expertise. Visit longrealty.com or call 520-459-4993 to connect with an agent today. Long Realty. Smart move.
Welcome back to the Keepin It Real radio show, where we talk about all things community to include real estate in Cochise County. I'm Sherry Ethel, team CEO for the Sherry Ethel team, and as always, I'm here with my husband and business partner, Dion Ethel.
Hey everyone, always a pleasure to be here. Today we're going to have some terrific guests, a couple of young authors who are going to amaze you. They wrote a cool children's book with a neat name, and it's got a great connection to one of our favorite topics. Dogs.
Oh, yeah, we love the pups. And of course, we'll host a call from the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center for this week's Pet of the Week at the shelter.
Now, stay tuned for that fun discussion with our young authors. They're going to talk about their new book that's out on Amazon. It's going to be fun.
Amazing kids.
Yeah, some really smart kids, really talented. And it's wait till you hear about their journey, because that story is so powerful. One, because they
started so young.
Yeah, they did. They started really, really young, and it took a long time for them to get that story developed.
Develop it,
yeah, and it's so crazy because oftentimes, we get involved with a project or whatever, and it never goes anywhere. We kind of put it on the back shelf, and it just doesn't come to fruition. They spent 7 years, and I won't give away all the details, but 7 years kind of building this story. And I think you're going to find it very unique in the layering of different things that they thought about. Pretty impressive for young adults, 17 years old, these two fraternal twins, and how they developed this book and the things that they thought about. Right? It's really cool. It's really cool. I think you're going to enjoy it.
They have a bright future for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So stay tuned. Don't anybody go anywhere, because you're going to want to hear these guys next, and you're going to want to buy that book. So you might actually want to get out a pencil and paper if you're somewhere, not while you're driving.
Yeah,
if you're driving, don't do that. And don't be texting. I don't want to get anybody in accidents. We haven't enough accidents as we already have. But Right. But, if you got time to write it down, definitely, or put it to memory. Some of you guys who are better than I am, put it to memory and go out there and buy that book. Not only just to support these great kids and their endeavor, but I think it'll be a great book. I think it's, especially if you're an educator and you want to read this story to your young kids and stuff. Or you just want to read a cool story yourself.
For the grandkids.
Well, and even they talk about this and the depth of, what their message is. I think it's got something for everybody.
Perfect.
So don't go away. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
Tax time is here, but before you spend your refund, consider real estate with the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. It's a great way to move from renter to homeowner and on the road to building wealth.
Hi, I'm Sherry Ethel, Realtor and Team CEO of the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. Think of me as your guide to all things real estate. I tailor my approach to your needs and, most importantly, your goals. It's time to come see me and get a plan for your success.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Visit Sherry at Long Realty behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more information. Real integrity, real results.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Keepin' It Real. This is the Keepin' It Real radio show brought to you by the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty Studios, right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. I am joined with a couple of special guests with me today. Some authors, very uniquely, 17 years old, both of them. They are fraternal twins, Anna and Ian Burnett. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Hello.
Yeah, pretty cool, right? First time on the radio, right?
Yes, first time on the radio.
Are you excited to be on the radio?
Definitely. This is an amazing opportunity.
Yes, it's a new experience, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It's always different for people, you know, when they listen to themselves on the radio and everything. So I kind of want to get to know these two and get to know what they're doing. Kind of start with you, Anna, maybe. You can tell us a little bit about yourself. Now, you're 17, you're a twin. What else? What brought you here? What brought you to Sierra Vista?
Yes, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Anna, and I'm so grateful to be here. I'm one of the co-authors of the book, The Queen of Spotland, and I'm interested in digital illustration and writing, as well as the sciences, so I hope to be going into cell biology when I go to college. But
and you just graduated, right?
Yes. Ian and I both graduated early this December from our high school ASU Prep Digital, and it's been wonderful.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about that too, because I want to hear about your experience there. What brought you to Sierra Vista itself? How did you get here? Have you been here your whole life, or just a little bit?
So we've only been in Sierra Vista for around 2 years, 2.5 years.
Okay.
And we came here following our dad's work. As a military family, we've traveled across the family a whole lot. So Sierra Vista was a new location for us, at least Ian and I.
Yeah.
But we also came here because we love the people, we love the environment, and when we came here, we just moved from Washington State, which very different climate and everything. But we absolutely love it here, and all the people are so welcoming and sunshiny. So
I got to ask you about that. So I'm a native Oregonian. So I originally lived in Oregon for a lot of years, and before I came and transplanted down here to go to work for the Border Patrol, and so. One nice thing, I was actually talking to my grandson today outside, and he was like, there is not a cloud in the sky, Grandpa, not a single one. And I said, I know. Isn't that a good feeling? What do you guys think? I mean, because Washington can be a little dreary sometimes. Look at gray skies.
If I may. Honestly, the weather here in Sierra Vista at times can be really similar to Washington State.
Yeah, that's true.
Personally, I find it actually more comfortable.
Nice.
The clouds, if you think there aren't many clouds, just wait until the summer, until the monsoon season comes in, of course.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like Washington State, specifically in the area where we used to live, didn't really get all that many clouds.
Okay. Where did you guys live at up there?
we lived in the Puget Sound area.
Okay.
So I feel like all locations have their own natural beauty, and I really loved the nature in Washington State, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss it, but I also love Arizona so much, and it's been a wonderful experience living here, and preparing us also to go to Texas when we go to college. So.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, and we definitely want to hear more about that, but I'm going to turn to you, Ian, a little bit, and just kind of get to know you, too. You graduated at the same time?
Yes. So, I mean,
same school?
We're twins. We do a lot of things together. So I feel like a lot of the things that I'm going to say are similar to what Anna has already said. Yes. But I, instead of digital arts and biological sciences, I'm more interested in engineering, more specifically electrical and nuclear engineering.
Wow.
I'm thinking a little bit of mechanical engineering, but I do not know how difficult it would be to get 3 different bachelor's degrees. So
that would be tough. I know a couple of people who have double degrees like that that are science oriented. My wife, of course, being a scientist, now a realtor, but you got to be a brainiac to really enjoy that because that's a long time. I want to hear first one of and you kind of tipped the hat a little bit. Anna, you kind of talked a little bit about a book. So you guys are authors also, and that's kind of why we brought you on the show, is because we wanted to hear about this book and this experience that you went through to be able to develop it. Now, first of all, you mentioned the name of the book. What's the name of the book again, Anna?
Yeah, the name of the book is The Queen of Spotland. The
Queen of Spotland. Not Scotland, folks. It's Spotland. And their book, I'm looking at it right now, and it's got spots all over it. So it's kind of cool. Ian, why don't you tell me a little bit about what the book is about? And you don't have to spill the beans for people who want to read it, but kind of give us a snapshot.
Right. Well, I feel like most of it can be determined just off of the cover, but the book is about a kingdom of Dalmatians.
Oh.
So this book was inspired basically by our pet Dalmatian, Becky.
Okay.
And we've actually been working on this book for a really long time, for a whole 7 years.
7 years. Now, how old were you then? You were 10 years old when you
Yes.
started this process?
Yes.
So you just one day thought, we should write a book? Or you just thought you were kind of thinking up a story?
So a lot of it is inspired by our Dalmatian. So
Yeah.
she acts like a queen around the house, and we're basically her
okay.
subjects. And so we basically gave her a nickname, the Queen of Spotland. And I'm sure you could see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
And we just kept giving her more and more nicknames and just creating a little story or maybe a background behind them. And it sort of evolved into its own book.
Yeah.
Yes, it definitely evolved, and when we continue learning about Dalmatians as a breed and their history, obviously they became very popular due to the cartoon 101 Dalmatians,
Right.
and many people fell in love with this breed. And but the truth is, they are a very energetic breed, and they need a lot of attention, a lot of exercise.
They
and
do.
Unfortunately, a lot of Dalmatians ended up in shelters
Yes.
or having health issues because of puppy mills. So our book evolved to have a greater purpose afterwards, to focus on the importance of being a responsible dog owner and doing your research when you're adopting not only a dog but any animal. And so Becky inspired all of it.
Wow,
and
that's awesome. That's so crazy. That's awesome. And I hear what you're saying about the dog breed, because we actually have a Dalmatian over at the shelter right now, and his name's Arson. But he's
about that.
You know, the whole fire thing, I think somebody, connected the two dots. But it is, a lot of people think they're just easy dogs, and they're a little bit more challenging. You have to be a special person to be able to wrangle them in and everything.
Yes, it does take a lot of effort to raise them, to train them, and just, live with them. And, speaking about Arson, we actually adopted him.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
What?
Actually, it was
Yesterday.
It was just yesterday.
we
Yes.
had
You did?
been meeting with him, and
Oh, that is
obviously-
great news. I was like 3 days ago, I was at the shelter, and I was maybe 4 days ago, I was actually cleaning the shelter, cleaning up after him, and I saw him there. And so that's awesome.
He's a very good boy, and we've been introducing him to Becky, and they're warming up to each other.
So exciting.
And
So excited for him.
So
But there will be another Dalmatian
Yeah.
at the shelter. His name is Spyro, and he is a chocolate spotted Dalmatian, a liver spotted Dalmatian.
Oh.
So instead of having black spots, he has brown spots.
Oh.
This is also something we covered in our book. A lot of people don't realize that's something that happens, where Dalmatians, they don't only come with black spots, they can come with dark brown spots, which are liver spotted Dalmatians, as well as a lighter brown, which are called lemon spotted Dalmatians.
Okay.
Some Dalmatians
not
even
know that.
have like a dark blue spots.
Really?
So a theme that we covered in our book was how people shouldn't judge based off of the cover of a Dalmatian. They're
Okay.
obviously a beautiful breed, but
Well, stop right there. I don't want to spoil it yet. I want to come back to that. That's a great topic. We'll be right back after these brief messages. We'll hear from our sponsors and come back to these wonderful two young authors. We'll be right back with Anna and Ian in just a moment.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Sherry's amazing team brings honesty, expertise, and a deep understanding of the local market. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned homeowner, they're committed to your peace of mind and handle every detail for you. Their approach? Personalized service, above and beyond transactional real estate, building lifelong relationships, nationwide connections, local expertise. There's a reason this team is amongst the top realtors in Arizona and across the nation. You owe it to yourself to call or visit the Sherry Ethel team, the top team at Long Realty, behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more info. Real integrity, real results.
It's the Home Spotlight series brought to you by the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, where home stories are told until they're sold.
Hi, Sherry Ethel from Long Realty here. Are you in the market for a fabulous renovated 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhouse with no HOA? That's right, this 1,309 square foot home located at 1400 Carmelita Drive is perfect as a primary residence or a short or long-term rental. Enjoy a charming courtyard, mature trees, landscape front and backyards, perfect for enjoying a relaxing cup of tea or coffee. Inside features newer flooring, lighting, stainless steel appliances, rolled roof, HVAC, and so many terrific touches. The centerpiece is a stunning kitchen boasting striking countertops, dark cabinetry, modern sink, and a unique butcher block island. Open concept living and dining with a cozy gas fireplace, covered screens and patio, and a fenced backyard. Close to everything, move-in ready, comfort and convenience. 1400 Carmelita Drive, offered at a very affordable $215,000.
Buy and sell with the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. We make success stories for a living. Welcome back, everyone, to the Keepin It Real radio show. I'm Dion Ethel, and I'm your host of Keepin It Real, brought to you by the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty Studios. And just as promised, if you're just tuning in too, I'm sitting here in the studio with a couple of young authors. They're 17, fraternal twins, Anna and Ian Burnett, and they wrote a children's book, and it is called
The Queen of Spotland.
The Queen of Spotland. Not Scotland, Spotland, and it's about Dalmatians and whatnot. And we were just talking about the breed and how there are different kinds. And I learned something completely new, which is amazing, that not all the spots are the same. And I did not know that they actually have different colored spots. That's kind of cool. So in your book, do you talk about different spotted Dalmatians have a place in the kingdom, or?
So yes, they do. We actually made one of the main characters a liver-spotted Dalmatian, which for those of you who are just tuning in and do not know what that means, that is a Dalmatian with brown spots.
Okay.
Yes, and so in the Kingdom of Spotland, there just so happens to be, although liver-spotted Dalmatians in real life aren't actually that rare, we made it in the book that...
They're not?
Not really.
Oh, that's surprising. I don't know that I've ever seen. Maybe I've seen one and I didn't know it. It's probably true.
But we made it so that our main character has been the only different spotted Dalmatian coming from the kingdom in a while. And so we use that as a device to discuss when you're adopting a Dalmatian, not to judge a book by its cover, and also how people don't realize there are different colors spotted Dalmatians.
Yeah.
So we used him as a way to focus on that, and also discuss when you're adopting a dog, do your research, and don't be surprised when something like this comes up.
I love that. Let's go back to the book itself. I want to hear about, you started when you were 10 years old kind of developing this story. When did you actually put pen to paper? Like actually kind of starting to develop something, a story or what?
Well, I mean, we pretty much started when we were 10. We were writing some of the first drafts and a few of the chapters.
No kidding.
Of course, we were little, so we had a lot of revisions.
Yes, a whole lot of revisions.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like we could have completed writing the book in a much shorter period of time, but of course we had things like school that it got in the way. There's like a lot of extracurriculars as well, which of course are good. But we had fun writing the book, and we've revised it, and we have submitted the draft, or the final draft.
And we also collaborated with a third co-author. Her name is Hannah Petrick, and she's in Ukraine right now, and we reached out to her to incorporate more authentic Ukrainian words. And I suppose we haven't talked about this.
We really haven't talked
yet.
about that. Yeah, maybe you can go ahead and tell us, what's that connection? Where do you get that from?
Yeah, so Ian and my mom is from Ukraine, and so
Anna, I'm not from Ukraine.
Oh, excuse me. I meant our mom is from Ukraine.
We have Ukrainian heritage.
And we wanted to reflect on our Ukrainian heritage in our book. And so we reached out to Miss Petrick to incorporate some phrases and words. Although it's not a main focus of the book, it's still something that
this little side thing going on.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of neat that you put that in there. I'm sure there are going to be some people who are listening to the show, and they're going to go, "Oh, I need to get that book." In fact, I'm going to buy it. So, they get the book and they can look for those little hidden clues. So that's kind of neat.
They'll be easy to find. And of course, I feel like a lot of them can be determined off of context, but of course we have translations in there in case you aren't able to determine it.
Yes. And we have a lot of different human families in the book, but the way we wrote it is as a story within a story. So there's the main story of the Kingdom of Spotland, but on top of that, we also introduced it as two kids' grandma is coming and bringing a book to read to them, and that book is The Queen of Spotland.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to reflect on traditional values that are actually very similar between American and Ukrainian cultures. The importance of interconnectedness between families, of honesty and compassion, resilience. So
responsibility. That especially ties in with the
There's
being
some
a good
deep
dog
stuff
owner.
here. You know, I'll be honest, and then we're going to take a quick break, but I thought that, you know, when I heard originally about you and I'd heard you'd written a children's book, you know, I'm thinking like short sentences, really, and you've got this whole story and then you've got all these added layers. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So, I mean,
it's cool.
We always like it when a piece of media can be enjoyed by all kinds of people. It can be enjoyed just for its entertaining, just on the surface parts, and it can also be looked into far deeper to like look at all of the references or maybe deeper themes in that story. Yeah. And so that's what we tried to do with this book as well.
Yes, and so it is a chapter book. There are 12 chapters, not including the introductory chapter that we have. Yeah. So it's quite long, but we think all ages can enjoy it. And our goal was to foster communication within the family, discussions. So it is still a children's book, so we don't delve too deep into difficult topics. That's something that we leave open to discussion within families. Right. But we hope to encourage people to be the best people they can be, and especially
that's amazing,
involving being responsible and honest. And
that's awesome, Anna. That's just impressive to be able to have that kind of thought into this whole thing. And so let's hold it there. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
Welcome to an exciting new chapter in real estate marketing with the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. We're thrilled to introduce our groundbreaking radio campaign that's set to virtually transform how homes are sold in our community.
Are you looking to sell your home? Imagine your listing highlighted as not just a home of the week, but receiving continuous, exclusive attention on the airwaves until it sells. That's right. Every single Sherry Ethel team Long Realty listing will now be featured regularly, ensuring maximum exposure to maximize your speed of sale.
Here's how it works. Each week, we'll spotlight all of our current listings in individual, engaging, and detailed 30-second radio ads. Whether you're selling a cozy starter home, a luxurious estate, or anything in between, your property will be heard by thousands of potential buyers in our local area. This innovative approach guarantees that your home remains top of mind for listeners until the perfect buyer comes along.
Why choose the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty? Because we're committed to delivering unparalleled service with a personal touch. Our new radio campaign will be just one more way we help reduce the stress of selling your home by giving it the visibility it deserves. We understand that selling a home can be a daunting process, but with your tailored marketing campaign and this kind of presence, it'll be easier and more efficient than ever.
Tune in to Canyon Country 97.7 to hear about the latest listings on our new program we're calling our Home Spotlight Series. Or catch the Keepin It Real radio show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for the latest on real estate tips from the experts, weekend open houses, awesome charity opportunities, great happenings in our community, and wonderful interviews with youth sports coaches and athletes.
So don't miss out on this unique opportunity to have your home featured in our exclusive radio campaign. List with Sherry Ethel team Long Realty today and experience the magic of real estate marketing like never before.
For more information, give us a call at 717-599-2439. Sherry Ethel team Long Realty, behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard right here in Sierra Vista, where your home story is told until it's sold. Remember, with us, it's not just about selling houses. We make success stories for a living. Stay tuned, stay informed, and let's help you find your perfect home.
All right, welcome back to the Keepin It Real radio show, brought to you by the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. We're a local show talking about local people and kind of the heroes behind the scenes, and a lot of the folks that just, we just don't realize are out there in the community, just like yourselves. Here are a couple of young authors that I didn't know anything about you yesterday, but today we're learning all kinds of things about you. And so I want to kind of go back. Now you've kind of introduced the topic of the book and what it's all about, and a little bit about Dalmatians and all this stuff, and kind of the center of the characters and the deep layering of different kinds of things in there. So lots of hidden meanings. How did you actually then bring it from an idea? You had it on paper, and you must have at some point decided, hey, let's publish this. At what point was that?
Yeah, so it's been a passion project for a long time.
Right.
And I suppose we always had the vision of publishing as a book eventually. Right. We just didn't fully understand the scope of how large of a project it would become until after we were really working on it. And so with school and everything, it postponed it for a little bit of time, but I would actually say that
school postponed it for the better, because as we aged, we
developed, and then you got
we were more mature, we developed our ideas a bit better, and we were able to formulate something a lot more complex than what it was originally.
Right.
But we always had the vision of really inspiring people, and the topic of responsible dog ownership is very close to our hearts with our dog, and what the breed has gone through and what other dogs have gone through.
Who did you, I guess, publish it first with?
We first published it through Amazon.
Amazon, okay.
The first two editions of the book are published through Amazon, but we do have a third edition.
Wow.
Anna, remind me, is that published yet, or
not yet? We are still working on it.
So you're still working on your third edition. Now, is there any differences between the first, second, and third editions?
So the first two editions have a little bit different cover arts.
Okay.
But as far as the content, I believe they're pretty much exactly the same.
Yes, so the story itself is the same in both of the books. Our first edition is our highest quality one.
So that was the hardbound version.
Yes.
Well, we have soft cover and hardbound covers for all of these versions, but we wanted to make it as accessible as possible. So our second edition is more of a school book version, and so it's more affordable, and we hope to reach a wider audience with that.
Sure.
Now, our third edition is going to be published through an independent printing company, so it should be even more affordable, but of course still have all the same good quality as far as like pages and covers. But in addition, the third edition does come with not just the book, but it also has a small little game that
follows
a little
book
connected.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's just a fun thing we put together to bring families together.
And you developed the book or the game as well.
Yes.
Wow.
And that third edition will be our gift edition.
Oh, that's cool. And I'm looking at the books and everything, and they're just astounding. And even the game and everything in this nice little box, and even the soft cover is really, really nice. Just really high quality looking anyway. And I know she said that the hardbound was really this high quality. The other one looks really nice to me too. But it's a nice paperback that would be something that you would see in school, or somebody was reading it. Small youth, be reading. What is the age are you trying to target here with this?
Well, we hope to reach a wide variety of people.
Yeah.
So it is a chapter book, so it is more advanced reading.
Yeah.
So I would say if you're a parent reading it with your child and explaining the themes with
it can be broader.
Maybe 6 years old to 13 years old and above.
Yeah.
So anyone can really enjoy it, but it is not. It doesn't have super simple sentences like.
So how did you learn how to publish on Amazon? Did you just read about it? Did you learn about it?
It took a lot of experimenting.
We figured it out through a lot of trial and error.
Yeah. Did everything go perfectly the first time?
Oh, absolutely not.
Our main issue was our centering on the cover was off, but we figured out how to work that out.
So did you actually print any that was off?
Yes.
Oh, no.
It was fun, though.
Yeah.
It took a bit to get everything figured out, but I think we have everything straightened away.
For sure.
That's cool. That's really neat. Well, so you went through this whole process, and then you were saying that you've got some illustrations I see in the book, too. Who did the illustrations in your books?
Yeah, so our illustrations were done by Vivian Meinecker. She's a independent illustrator, and she's absolutely wonderful.
So is this somebody you knew, or you paid to have her do that? Or?
We paid to have her do it.
Okay, how'd you find her?
Cannot recall.
We found her website.
Oh, okay, so you found a website and you reached out to her, and she did these great illustrations for you.
Yes, we loved her work, so we reached out, and
now
I think they turned out great.
Did you do some illustrations as well on anything? What did you?
I am hoping to do illustrations for another book.
That's what we were talking about before the show.
And I've also illustrated a book that we have already released. It's called Color and Learn to Read in Russian. It's a illustrated textbook.
Again, going back to your roots, kind of.
Yes, we do hope to release one for the Ukrainian alphabet too, but
wow,
and beyond.
Wow.
So
stunned.
So another thing that I actually wanted to mention about this book is that the Queen of Spotland is actually a prequel to another story that we are working on. So I don't want to say too much about what all the storylines.
Right.
I don't want to spoil too much. But there are a lot of storylines that are opened, but not necessarily completely concluded in the book. So we're opening up a lot of possibilities, and we're hoping to go more in depth into them in the second story.
Wow,
yes.
That's very cool. That is really neat. I'm still astounded at what you guys have done at just age 17 already. Authors of your own books, and not just one, but more than one version. And now you're working on other books, other pieces, and you've got these high aspirations to become something even more amazing, as you go through college. But I want to come back to that. That's a great topic. We'll be right back after these brief messages. We'll hear from our sponsors and come back to these wonderful two young authors. We'll be right back in just a moment.
We're the real wayfinders, the trailblazers, the go-getters. In a town where the desert wakes before dawn, we don't just talk, we make things happen. And when we speak, it's real, it's genuine, and it's worth hearing. Tune in every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on Canyon Country 97.7 FM. Join the Sherry Ethel team for Keepin' It Real, where top realtors, local heroes, and the heartbeat of our community come together. Raw, authentic conversations, expert market insights, and the best local events you can't afford to miss. Keepin' It Real, celebrating our community. Bold, genuine, one of a kind.
Tax time is here, but before you spend your refund, consider real estate with the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. It's a great way to move from renter to homeowner and on the road to building wealth.
Hi, I'm Sherry Ethel, Realtor and Team CEO of the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. Think of me as your guide to all things real estate. I tailor my approach to your needs and, most importantly, your goals. It's time to come see me and get a plan for your success.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Visit Sherry at Long Realty behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more information. Real integrity, real results.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Keepin' It Real radio show. I'm Dion Ethel, and I'm your host of Keepin' It Real, brought to you by the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty Studios. If you're just tuning in, I'm sitting here in the studio with a couple of young authors. They're 17, fraternal twins, Anna and Ian. I just got to ask you, have you thought about being an author more, full-time, or maybe doing that on the side? Is that something, did you like doing this process?
Oh, yes,
It was fun. It was fun. I think for me, it would be something that I leave on the side, maybe as a little hobby.
Yeah.
I mean, if I make money from it, it would be nice. It'd be nice.
Sure.
But it's more of a hobby.
Yeah.
It's more to, spread the message about good dog ownership and maybe a little bit about Ukrainian culture. But yeah.
What about you, Anna?
For me, I feel like time will tell. I am really interested in digital illustration too.
Yeah.
I made a few animations. I'm still improving my skills there.
Yeah.
But I would like to, for sure, continue being an author on the side.
Yeah.
Whether that becomes a full-time job in the future, time will have
Who
to
knows?
tell.
Well, you're only 17. You got your whole life ahead of you. So don't
Yes.
sweat it too bad, right? Well, I appreciate the amazing stuff that you guys have done. If somebody wanted to find your book now, they just go onto Amazon, look up the title, The Queen of Spotland.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
So one thing that I do want to specify when
Yeah.
looking up the book,
Yeah.
Amazon will correct when you type in the Queen of Spotland.
Oh,
it
it
will
wants to say
correct it.
Scotland?
It will correct it to the Queen of Scotland. Yeah,
Scotland.
Scotland. Yes, exactly. So all that you need to do is just in the little thing where it says, "Did you mean Queen of Scotland or did you mean Queen of Scotland?" Just say, just like, yes, I meant to put Queen of Scotland with a P, not a C, and it should be the first result.
Yes.
Okay.
You can also put it in quotation marks in the search.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But we would also recommend searching it directly by ISBN.
So the ISBN 13 is 979-8-991-605519.
Probably nobody had a pen ready for that. But,
Right.
So they might be having to search for it, but that's okay.
Yes, you can also find us on Facebook.
Okay.
We do a lot of updates there when we
And what's your
release
Facebook
just
title?
The Queen of Spotland.
Queen of
You
Spotland.
can also find us through our publisher, Chalkboard Academy.
Chalkboard Academy. Okay.
That's that's basically our group where we connect all our books together. So
Okay. Very, very cool. And what's your hope? I mean, what are you going to do with the money you earn from this project now that you've invested 7 years of your life, a good portion of your young teens here? What are you going to do with it?
definitely, well,
It's a good question.
We want to support our local community and give back to the animal
She's
shelter.
the nice one. I'm getting the feeling for. Anna is the soft-hearted one, or is she the tough one?
I mean,
Ian's logical.
Logical. I can tell that. I can tell that for sure.
thank you.
We balance each other out.
The engineer guy, it's coming out very clearly. I'm sure even people through the radio are kind of getting that vibe that he's the technical guy and you've got the soft heart. So that's a good combination, though. What's your goals for the book? Do you have any? I mean, you hope to sell, I don't know, how many have you sold so far?
I'm not sure.
I actually don't know the numbers behind that either.
Does it matter to you?
Not really.
Not really.
Just
It's just rewarding putting something out there,
That's awesome. Right. That's awesome.
And of course,
so many people are so driven by money, the number of books they sell, what volume they're getting. And it's good to hear a couple of young people say, yeah, I don't have any clue,
Right.
Doesn't matter to me.
I mean, of course, it's always nice to see the more sales go up because then it means more people will be able to see the messages that we put out in this book.
And see that once again, you're kind of leaning back to the same thing. That's awesome. That's amazing.
But now that we've graduated and we have more time, we're hoping to reach out as much as possible to our community. We're going to schools, doing interviews and readings.
Okay.
We're going to be going to California and Arkansas, wherever we can go. So if anyone...
Has anybody reached out to you here?
So
Yes.
we have done an interview with Cool FM over by, I forget the name of the
with
park.
Todd. Mm-hmm.
But yes.
Veterans Memorial Park?
Yeah. I think that's the only other thing we've
Well,
done, but we do have a
As
lot
of
more
now,
planned.
We
Would you like to do some readings here at local schools?
Yes, we actually already have something like that arranged.
Yes, so we're going to be doing readings next week with our local middle schools.
Okay.
And then we also have an event planned at the library in April.
Okay.
So look forward to an announcement that the library will put out.
All right.
If you're interested in coming to meet us and we're going to do a reading of chapter 4, which introduces another character of our book and another theme, actually, between the importance of balancing technology and tradition. But that's a different thing.
Yes,
But-
again, don't want to get too far into it because we don't want to spoil everything.
Yeah,
but,
gotcha.
But let's just say it's an interesting chapter.
Yes.
No, that's cool. And obviously, just a shout out to all you educators out there and administrators in the education area. If you're wanting to get a hold of these guys, can they just reach out through your Facebook to you?
Definitely.
Yes.
Facebook, email us, any way you can find us to contact us. We are open. We would love to help wherever we can.
So what's the best way if somebody want to reach out to you and say, hey, I want you to come to our school and do a reading? Would that be Facebook?
Yes, so you can contact us on Facebook, and you can also contact us on our email. And so you would want to contact us at chalkboard.academy@email.com.
Okay. You want to give me that one more time?
Yes, chalkboard.academy@email.com.
Okay, perfect.
And just to clarify, that's email, not Gmail or mail, just email.
Yes. Okay, cool. I think that will help. And so if somebody wants to reach out to you, I hope you get a call. And I would love to hear more of that. And we just had a bunch of educators in here. I've had some administrators recently from local schools and in the county as well. And then I also had some great teachers actually just a couple of weeks ago from Huachuca Mountain Elementary School. We had a fourth grade teacher, a kindergarten teacher, and a PE teacher. And it was a great swath of differences, and how the educational process goes. But I'll definitely reach a shout out to them and tell them, hey, you better get on board. better get Anna and Ian out there and show this book around. So we'll get you known around town. I want to thank you both for coming in the studio today. What a treat it's been to have you on the show. Great to get to know you just a little bit. I hope as just kind of goes along, and if we've got an opportunity and you become famous, come back and see us.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot.
Yeah, thank you again for this opportunity. This was really fun.
No, it's totally cool. And I really am impressed with both of you. So kudos to both of you for putting so much time and effort and talent into this and to develop something that is so meaningful and has so many different layers into it. It's really a pleasure to hear that kind of stuff from young people today. So great job, great effort there. And by the way, everybody, go down and get on Amazon right now. Go to look this book up. It's The Queen of Spotland, not Scotland, but Spotland. And it's all about a Dalmatian and some great story behind it. So tune into them and check that out and get that book ordered right away. This is Dion Ethel. This is Keepin It Real. And I was with Anna and Ian Burnett, authors at 17 years old.